Hi, Ray from Model Making Maniacs. Well, this is part 2 of the build. So we're doing the tail section, connecting it to the carbon fibre rod, and I'm also going to cover the body, get that all done. So we'll show you what the process is. It shouldn't take too long. And then once I've got that, the next part 3 will be the wings, and then we'll get it all together, balance it up and see how she goes. So I hope you look forward to this one. This is part 2. Cheers, let's get into it. Okay, so the plan of attack, I'll go via this sheet here. We're going to fit, I'm not going to stick the hinges in yet. I'll cut the slots for the hinges, test fit them, then I'll cover the tailplane section, and then we'll fit all the hinges and glue that back together. And then instructions shows how to fit everything to the body, which I haven't finished yet. I've got to cover that, so that'll be the next section. And then we go on to building the wings and covering the wings. But let's get on to this tailplane section and we'll get the hinges all cut, and then we'll go on and cover it. Okay. Let's line up my little jig and squish her on. Work out, line up roughly where that's got to go. Hold that in. Let's do my first cut. Let's see how this jig actually works when you're going to do it. Make sure it's pushed in square. There we have the first one with the hinges fitted. So I'll take those out, cover it now. I'll do the same with that's the rudder. I'll do it with the vertical stabilizer here, or the up and down. And we will cover them and then stick them, and hopefully they'll work fine. Well, that's the rudder covered. It's all pretty good, all nice and straight. I did notice, of course, when you do one side first, when it shrinks, it tends to warp it until you put the other side on and just heat it up until it gets it all nice and straight. So all I'm going to do now is put a drop of glue on each of those hinges. That'll set those in place, and then we can get on and I'll show you, and we'll do this the elevator section now. Okay, so let's already started to straighten up. That curve's going. I just pulled this side nice and tight when I tack it down. There's going to be people that say I'm doing it all wrong, I guess, but this works for me. So I'll show you the finished product in a minute. We'll get this side finished off and it'll be all nice and straight. And I'll do the same then for this section. We'll get it fitted. But yeah, just take your time and see how you go. Let's keep going. All right, I've covered all the parts now. And I've also fitted this spacer. This is going to join the elevator section onto the carbon fibre rod. So that's all, that just screws in. And eventually down the track, this will get epoxied. Use an epoxy resin to fit that onto there. This bit slides in. And once we've got that done, I will then sand and cover the body, fit the servos, get this bit fitted, and then we'll start the wings. So really this just needs to be glued in, and then I'll glue this in later once I've got everything else done, and this is the last bit I'm going to do, and we'll see how we go. So that's all glued in now, and as I said, this bit here will eventually just mount on there, and we'll go back to about, get it pretty damn close, I think, and that's what they want. Enough movement, enough movement. And that's what the rear tail section will look like. So I'll let that all dry. I'm going to go off and sand the body now, and I'll cover that. That's the tail section and the body, pretty well done. Tail sections there just drying now, that's all stuck together. I've used some Araldite to bond the elevator control onto that carbon fibre rod. The body's all covered now with the solar film that they supply you, the carbon fibre for the lid. Looks really cool. So once everything's dry, what I do now is my next job is to go and do the wings. I'll get those done. Once they're done, I'll then fit the servos, the electronics, the linkages. And the very last part is this bit at the front is a cover that goes over here. That's for the weight. So once I've got everything done, electronics in, I find my balance point, and they supply some weights to put in here to get it nice and correct. So once that's all correct, one piece of balsa goes there and cover that over, and we should be all good to go. Then I can give it a bit of a throw, and we'll see how she goes. So that's part 2. Part 3 now will be the wings. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll get started on that soon. Thanks for watching.